Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 20th to the 28th, 2022 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, February 20th to the 28th, 2022, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The top is our emotional self. And the right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Tower. So we have something falling apart, and it's been at the root. Like, so something has fallen apart at the root of not necessarily who we are, but it's like who we thought we were. And this could have happened years ago. So it doesn't have to be something that's right here, right now. So just being, just knowing that that is coming forward. And then I love it. And then, like, it opens up new doors, right? It opens up new opportunities. It opens up a new understanding. And it's like all of a sudden I'm starting to see what's essentially important to who I am and what I want in my life. And it's almost like if this didn't happen, then I wouldn't have gotten here. I wouldn't be unlocking the key to my own success. But this is, this is the minor arcana, not the minor arcana. This is the major arcana marriage card, the Hierophant. The Hierophant also represents Taurus energy. So if we have that in our chart, it's going to come forward. But there's also the sense here of, like, this is the tradition. So it's knowing how to play the game in the world. It's like, this is what's expected of, like, this is a social contract that people sign in order, not sign like literally, but this is how we interact with one another. This can be the institutions of work. This could be the institution of marriage. This is whatever is that, that traditional function of being that is coming forward. And it can be something abstract, and it can be something very concrete. It moves us to our inner self, and this is the Five of Swords, something from the past that we have been through and we thought, okay, I'm done with that. It's coming forward again. And it can be that insecurity from the Tower. It's like, oh my gosh, what if everything falls apart again? And we're starting to realize, like, okay, like, what if it does fall apart again? Like, what if, but I now know enough. Now I know how to move myself forward. It's like I can stand in this tempest and still be strong, and still be powerful. It moves us to the next card, which is to our inner self once again, which is the Four of Swords. I need rest. I need to take care of myself. I need to, know that I matter. And that's going to be very important, because as we're taking care of ourselves, we get stronger, we become wiser, we see things more openly, more honestly for ourselves and what we desire. It brings us to our emotional self, and that's the Chariot. The Chariot has been coming up a lot in these readings in this time. And emotionally, it's like I want to let my heart just run. I want to let my emotions just run. Now, Scorpio, we don't really do that very often, because we have this bit of reserve. We have this bit of, a holding back and let me see how things move forward before I totally let things, move and change within me, or like move things the way that I emotionally thought I wanted them to be. So here there's going to be an urge to just like let my emotions just erupt within me, but we're also going to be holding ourselves back just a bit, which is a very good thing. It leads us to the Six of Swords. It's like, okay, then I gather up my information. I know what it is I want, but I have to balance this energy here with the energy of my mind. I have to balance my heart and my mind, because if I do not balance my heart and my mind, then it's just chaos. It moves us to our public arena self, and that is the King of Wands. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This king is... So here it says honor and standards and wisdom, motivation, and then it repeats it: honor, standard, wisdom, motivation. And yes, it can be an honorable person. This is a person with standards, but this is also a person who has a tendency to be reactionary. The wands can be kind of very hot-headed and very, very, very intense. And this can be a time where we're transforming, we're becoming more of what we want to be, but we have to be very mindful not to be hot-headed and not to let our temper or how we think things should be kind of overrule how it is right now. So it can be that we're seeing things and we're seeing like the overlay of the future onto the present, and we're thinking, okay, I have to get here, and how do I do that? How do I kind of make that happen? And what Spirit's saying here is like, we're not going to be able to just make it happen. We're going to be transforming towards that. We're going to be working towards that. So we want things much more quickly than they tend to be happening during this time. And it brings us to the Eight of Wands. It's like once we realize that, then everything moves really, really quickly. We take aim and we start to see that movement guiding us forward. But this is also a time where work work is going to be super important to us. Our relationships are going to be super important to us. Things that we've committed to and put time into, those are going to be the things that we're the most intensely focused on during this time, which sounds like, okay, Dane, that's every single day. Like I only put time into what I'm intense about, but we do waste a lot of time. We are kind of frivolous and we can get into our own heads. And that's seen in our inner selves, that we're going to just have to, kind of step back and be calm, because we're going to just be a little bit too intense during this time. And we're going to need that frivolity. We're going to need ourselves to be calm and to be centered and to be at peace. And it's going to be very important for us. So let us look at the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. That's the Lord. It is, somebody telling us this is how it has to be. This is the way that you're moving forward. This is just it. The Lord is Aries energy, and there is a type of, it has to be like this. And that's going to be something that we really rebel against during this time, because we know that everything is changing. We feel everything changing. We know that nothing stays exactly the way that it was. And so that's going to be an important thing for us. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Our chakra energy is divine wisdom. Divinity is guiding us. It's bringing us this knowledge, this understanding that is opening up to us in a way that is extraordinary. It really is. It's kind of like, oh, well, I know that. And we're not going to be able to know how we know, or why we're guided to this book or this idea or this, podcast or whatever. It's like, oh, but I just was. And we find it as such a blessing, because at our root, we have things falling apart, yes, but we have the institution of things. We have the tradition of things leading us forward. It's kind of like we're walking in footsteps that came before us. And it's not that we're walking in somebody else's path. It's just that, humanity has been filled with people long before we existed. And so as our soul moves forward, as we are moving forward in what we want, we're actually finding that there's wisdom that is guiding us. There's beauty that is guiding us. There is, intensity that is guiding us. And so it becomes very powerful for us, and it is very powerful for us. The Tower shows us that things have fallen apart, and we know it. We've seen it. We've been overwhelmed by it. We're understanding it. And then the Hierophant brings us to this place of but this is the tradition that I need to follow for me. This is what's intrinsically important to me. Yes, things can fall apart and have fallen apart, and I acknowledge that. But if I don't look at what I need at this time, then everything just goes under. It's going to be very much, I hold the keys, but I hold the keys because I've had to step up. I have had to step up and take this leadership role. I've had to, embrace this power that guides me forward, and it moves us to the Five of Swords. We've been there before, and we're going to be really afraid that things are going to fall apart again. There's always that sense of, when's the next shoe going to drop? And Spirit's saying, this isn't everything falling apart now. This is what we've been through. This is what we've learned. This is what we've come to the understanding of within ourselves. And so as we're faced with chaos, with things that test us, in the now, we find that we stand strong, that we're stronger than we realized that we were. But we also need to give ourselves time to rest, time to take care of ourselves, time to, look at our history, our journey, and respect it, because we're just going to have this sense during this time to just push, 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 push. And then I'll be able to get what I want, and then I'll be happy, and then everything will be okay. It's like, okay, yes, maybe getting that promotion or getting to that next level is exactly what we want and exactly what will bring us the happiness that we desire. But a lot of times our expectations and the reality of it all, they don't necessarily mesh together. And so here, as we, let in our emotions, as we let ourselves rest, as we see how far that we've come, we start to honor our own story. We start to honor ourselves. And this is going to be a time where that's really important, because there's such a sense of, but I need this, like I need to push this way. And Spirit's saying, yeah, don't not be, ambitious and determined and focused, but don't let that be everything, that everything else that we don't see as important, or we not as important, but everything else that is smaller, we just kind of push to the side. It's going to be the little moments during this time that make us really, really happy. The bigger moments and the big battles that we're winning, or the big ways that we're moving forward, those are great, but they're not going to be as calming to the soul or as beautiful to the soul as going outside for a walk, or playing with the dog, or laughing with the kids, or whatever it is that we're doing that brings us happiness. And here it's not letting our emotions take over. It really isn't, because this is going to be a sense of, I need to push to more, I need to become more, I need to understand more. And Spirit's saying here, really calm down, embrace the emotional self, embrace the mental self, find the place steady in the middle to say, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I desire, and go forward slowly, because we're going to think it has to be all at once or nothing at all. And Spirit is showing us gathering things forward, but needing to take care as we move towards what we want, needing to take care with that woman and the child in the boat of what we're moving towards, what we're discovering, what we want. Our angels are guiding us. Absolutely. We're entering into the unknown, and we have to do so a little bit slower, a little bit gentler for us, because it's just going to be better for our own hearts and our own selves. It moves us to the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is this air of transformation, most definitely. I mean, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, there's a salamander by him. And in alchemy, that's a symbol of transformation. Here, you have a bird on its shoulder. It's like, this is going to be telling us how to move forward. If it's like a little birdie, giving us this information. And again, it says honor and standards and wisdom and motivation. And we need that. But we also, there's just this energy of, if I push hard enough, I will get where I want to be. And there's this sense of just exhaustion coming over us. And it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how much harder I can push, or how much, more I can put on myself. And we have to be very mindful of this. The King of Wands is also somebody who can be like just a really good talker, a really smooth person who has the passion, has the charisma, has the ideas, but doesn't necessarily always have our best intentions in mind. They know what they want from themselves, and if they can get it, that's great. But if it winds up, putting us in a precarious situation, they're going to be kind of okay with that. So just be aware of it. Just be aware of it during this time. This is also somebody who can help us along career-wise, or even, introduce us to somebody who we might fall in love with, or, be a really great person. But we also have to be mindful that they're looking at their goals and what they want. So that's going to be really important for us. The Eight of Wands is everything changes. It's good news in travel. And it's a sense of things moving forward, of things taking aim and really becoming more than what we thought they were. And that's going to be really great for us. But we also have to realize that everything happens all at once, but everything happens all at once we kind of lay down the law with things. Once we start saying no to certain things and we stand in our own power and we let ourselves rest and we balance our heart and our emotions, and we don't let kind of chaos take over, because it'll be very easy to just think, oh, I'm just going to push through, I'm just going to power through, and then that makes everything all muddled. It just really does. It'll muddle everything for us. So just be really mindful of that. The Eight of Wands is taking aim. It's going after. It's looking at what we want. It's everything happening all at once when it starts to move, and it's being able to open up those doors. But it's saying here, be very mindful and be very aware of the movement forward, because we're going to get caught up in a dream that we're being sold. Like somebody's like, it's kind of like we're going to get caught up in the pitch, in the sales pitch, and then the reality of it, where you like look at that great seaside resort that you're buying into for such a great price, and then you get there and it's a shack. It's absolutely terrible. So just be aware of that during this time. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at our subconscious energy, which is Chariot, which is Sagittarius energy. We have to look at what's right for us, not what's necessarily right for everybody else. And so having those boundaries and embracing those boundaries is going to be really important. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is our heart, which is love, embracing what we love, embracing who we are, letting our heart shine forward, taking moments to just embrace the love of it all is going to be very beautiful for us. Our subconscious rooted self is Libra. It's balancing energy. It's a sense of, this is coming into harmony for me. I'm cutting through these doubts and fears and negativity. I'm embracing, this prosperity and abundance. I'm not embracing, this chaos and hurt and pain. We're being discerning about the energy that we're letting in. And we might feel like we're being rude or we're being mean, but we need to be discerning about the energy that we let forward. It leads us to our subconscious inner self, and that's the Lovers. It is looking at what we love. It's having the passion fall back into our lives. It's embracing the beauty and our desire, but it's also looking at things and saying, what do I love and what do I want? What don't I want? What am I being caught up in the lust of it all? Or is there beauty, and is there, this real connection guiding me forward? The Lovers is a balance. It is, our angels blessing us. And we need to look at that love and make sure that it rings true. That it rings true at this time. And it brings us to our subconscious emotional self. And that's the Ace of Cups. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift. And it is a gift of cleansing, healing, beautiful love. It is a gift that moves us forward. It is a gift that releases a lot of pain that we hold within our hearts. It sets us free. And this is going to be something, Scorpio, this is for us. We're water sign energies. So the cups represent us in the minor arcana. We have to be mindful that we're not running away from this energy, because I just see here a sense of like, if I can push enough, I'll be able to get what I want without having to face any pains or any hurts or any disappointments, or having to face what is being washed away, what is being cleansed away for me. And that's going to be a very powerful thing, to be able to say, oh no, but I need to be present in this now. I need to be present in myself. And that's going to really help us to get to where it is that we want to be. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And it's the devil. It's desire, obsession, fears, shadows. It's what we're addicted to. And, in society, it's always like, more is better. Keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on pushing. And we have to be very mindful of that addiction taking us over. We have to be very mindful of, the chaos in our lives, wanting to take over, wanting to win, and making it seem like this is all encompassing and the only thing that matters. The devil is our desires, it's our fears, it's our obsessions. And it is, everything that can be toxic and chaotic within the world. But it's also can be what really focuses us to see what we want and how we move forward and what is important to us and what isn't. So that's going to be a very important thing. That's going to be a very powerful thing for us to come to this realization of. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the intensity and the power of this time, but as also we embrace the intensity and the peace within us that needs to be balanced and move forward in. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.